In the before times
Mm-hmm.
of you, it seems like you were kind of on a big upswing. There's a feeling I get sometimes where things are busy and things are wonderful and they kind of have competing loves
Mm-hmm.
and they take up a lot of space, that I can almost overwork or overdo something and think, oh, I'll just pay it back later. Life is
Mm-hmm.
so full. Was that the season you were in?
When we moved here to London from Los Angeles 9 years ago, I started doing the sitcom Catastrophe. And we did the first 2 seasons back to back. And it didn't occur to me, because I was going through kind of what you're talking about, that I could say, like, what if we took 6 weeks off between the 2 seasons of television
no.
that we both write, executive produce, and star in?
Yeah.
What if we just took, like, and so we just drove right in, and that was a very bad idea. And my wife said, towards the end, when we were editing season 2, she said, so do you have a second? I said, yeah. She said, this last year and a half has been a waking nightmare. You have not been present. You moved me here with a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old, and I was pregnant. And I am incredibly unhappy, and I'm going to divorce you unless you change the way that you work immediately. And I thought about it for a second, and I said, okay. And began to set about to do that. And then days after that, not even a month, Henry became sick, and then we found his tumor. And then, of course, my beautiful young brother-in-law died by suicide 1 year before Henry died, right? So Henry's getting chemo in the hospital at Great Ormond Street Hospital. And I'm on the double-decker bus with my older boys. And when I say older, I do mean 3 and 5. And they're like my lieutenants, So I'm heading home from the hospital. My wife has tapped me out and is at the hospital. And I'm on the top of a bus with my boys. And my sister calls and tells me that her husband, my beautiful brother-in-law, has jumped off a bridge in Boston and is dead. And so all these things happening were, just staggering.
Yes.
And my sister and I are the only two in our family, and I'm 5 years older, and she's a girl, I'm a boy. So, like, we never really, there was never rivalry or really fighting. We're just always like super pals, And so it was so weird to, in the space of 15 months, have those things happen.
Yes, you both have unspeakable problems to people who don't know how to speak about it.
Yeah.
And then you're both these cast out into outer darkness together.
Yeah.
Like,
you'd wish just one of those things had happened, if you got to pick, like, do you want both to happen or just one? You would pick one, but that isn't what happened. They both happened.
Yeah.
And so now she and I have a means of communication that is,
deep,
insane.
Yeah.
And then our poor mom, it took me a minute to extend for the, I don't know, shock waves or mushroom cloud of sympathy to reach and include my mom, because she's like one step removed. But because it's both her kids that happened, that's so incredibly awful, so that she's still trucking and has been so amazing for both of us. I would really like to salute her resilience and beauty of spirit.
When we think about the shape that our families and our friends and our lives become, I mean, there's not a lot of Mother's Day cards that are like, as the years go on together, we will find a, trying to think of a lot of rhymes for together.
Yeah.
Just on the fly.
Leather.
Leather.
Yep.
As the
tether.
Tears will something.
Tether me with your leather. Okay, no, that's for
it's
the
a different kind of
podcast.
It is. I mean, I'm just thinking of the kind of ways we all have to learn to change roles over the course of each other's lives and loves, to be like, I know how to be your mom. I know how to take care of these functional primary needs. And then it's like, oh, I need to learn to be your friend so I can let you go to college. Oh, wait, I need to learn to let you have a career that is, oh, wait, now I need to learn how to be around catastrophic grief I cannot possibly solve in a way that is not annoying.
My mom told me about someone that she knew not terribly well. It was sort of there was like a dinner party where there were people who weren't like best friends or whatever, but whatever.
Yeah.
A dinner party. And one woman was asked, "Hey, yeah, how are you doing?" Because she kind of seemed down. And her answer was, "Well, my daughter is in the fucking ground, so I'm not really doing that well." And my mom being like, and this was before, like, my mom wasn't in the blast zone, so she didn't have to she wasn't, but she overheard that, and she knew that woman's daughter had died, and was just like, "I'm really glad that he wasn't the one who had to respond to that," because who would be, right?
Yes.
I mean, me, I'd be like, "Yeah, what the fuck," I'd be like, "Why don't we go out? Let's just get, instead of like, I don't know, shooting BB guns at beer bottles, let's go throw other beer bottles at beer bottles. Let's just throw beer bottles at cars. That will make us feel better." And so, but then my mom recently told me, she was like, "Yeah, I remember that, and then everything that happened to our family did." And I was like, "Oh yeah, that's fantastic. Yeah. Daughter's in the ground, not doing too good. How are you? How's your evening going? Do you like the rice pilaf?"